In this world that's filled with so much noise and information, how do we really stand out and be who we were really meant to be? In this podcast, we focus on injecting you with positivity, optimism, and strategies, all centered around helping you be who you were always meant to be in business and life. Be inspired to show up in your own skin to learn strategies, habits, and skills from others as we share our own life journeys and stories. There's no other you, and you know yourself better than anyone else. So be prepared to take away habitual tidbits, tactics that will encourage you to pursue and live your life, not the one others want you to live. Welcome to Stand Out Be You, where you don't have to be perfect, you just have to be you. Hello, Stand Out Be You listeners. Welcome back. Tequila here. I am bringing to you another guest who has decided to shift their skills. I always love to hear the stories of individuals who use their skills to help teenagers as well as others. Our guest today, Samary Polnett, is doing just that. Samary is with Path to Purpose and Beauty is You. She's a children's author, speaker, and psychotherapist turned coach. Today, we're going to speak with Samary about how she works with all ages and backgrounds and why the universe continues to send her women, typically around the age of 25, who are looking to redefine their goals and put a plan into effect to achieve them. Now, before we dive in here, I wanted to give you a little insight as to how you too can do what you're hearing many of our guests do. You can begin to shift your skills and create additional income or even start a business. It's my mission to continue to bring you stories of others on their path to their level of financial freedom. Individuals who are fulfilling their dreams. I don't want you to feel left behind from following your path or your dreams. So I put together a planner to help you start thinking of your next year. It doesn't matter when your year starts. It just matters that you do begin. It will help you to think about where you are now and where you want to be. The only way you can change anything is to do something different, right? Well, within this planner, a year from now, you will be glad you decided to try something new, try something different. Start working towards your own financial freedom number and fulfilling your dreams. You can go to tequiladodard.com/best year to download it. Again, that's tequiladodard.com/best year. Now, before Samary joins us, just as a reminder, if you have any questions or require assistance, you can reach Samary at Path to Purpose. I will link all of that in the show notes. Samary, welcome to Stand Out Be You. Let's get to know a little bit more about you. Tell us about your story.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to share a little bit of what I do with all of you. My name is Samary, and I am the founder of Beauty is You and also run a coaching company called Path to Purpose. I work with girls, teens, and women of all ages. We work on empowerment, we work on building confidence and self-esteem, and we also work on, in the coaching side of everything, on helping women accomplish their goals that they are still working on, that they're struggling with, and they haven't had the chance to really think about or to work on them. We want to make sure that they're happy and that they can do that.
Great. And Samary, how long have you been doing this? How long have you been on this venture?
So as a nonprofit, it's been over 5 years, and as a coach, specifically in coaching, I've only done it for 6 months, but my background is psychotherapy. So I've been a therapist for over 8 years, and that has been my platform. And I've worked with children and women, and I shifted more into coaching because I feel that more people who seek out coaching are more vested in accomplishing those goals and not working on something that might not really be for them at that point in time.
Great. Now, from the nonprofit, correct me if I'm wrong, are you going from the individuals that you service within the nonprofit, that's who you are filtering in inside of your coaching?
Sometimes, not necessarily. A lot of my coaching clients currently come from referrals, like friends of friends and other people that might know each other. And then I've also, sent out to the marketing world and the social media world. So I've been recruiting there as well.
So tell me about an ideal client of yours. Who would fit into your business?
So I was a woman in their late 20s, 30s, who is kind of feeling unfulfilled in their life and has feel that they need to be doing something else. And they have some goals that they want to accomplish. So whether it's starting a new business or going back to school or relocating, whatever that might be, that's been put in the back burner, I work with them one-on-one and we work on, accomplishing those things that they're still waiting on.
And Samary, when you started this venture, why did you decide to do this? And why did you decide to work with women and especially with teenagers?
I feel teenagers need a lot of positive people around them, people that are role models, and often they find it difficult to find someone that they really could connect with in their own community. So I wanted to connect people together and show them that there's there's other people out here that are doing great things, that are doing positive things. So why not do it in our own community and make that happen?
I love that because I always say to individuals, that's our children and our teenagers, that's our next generation, and they're going to be the ones that ultimately are taking care of us. So it's very important. What's been the biggest accomplishment that you think that you've seen in a client that you've worked with?
I think in clients overall, I've seen them be more confident and assertive with who they are and be able to make these choices kind of on their own. Sometimes they feel that they need the approval of somebody else to do something, and be able to kind of help them navigate that and show them that they really could do the things on their own and they really don't need anyone. They just have to kind of dig deep and unlock that.
I love it. One of the premises behind Stand Out Be You is giving individuals the knowing that there's individuals like you, myself, and others that are taking something that they love, which is what you work with, is their purpose, and really kind of packaging that into a business and running with that so that they can go forth in life and do what they always wanted to do. And I say the ultimate goal is to spend more time with their family and friends. How did you go about actually doing this, and how are you getting out there to be able to run the business?
So it's a funny thing you asked. For the nonprofit, it literally as an idea. It wasn't meant to be an actual full nonprofit. Every year, I did it as like one photo shoot. Let's get women in the community together that are doing amazing things. And I want to showcase them and share them with other people, to people asking to have workshops and to bring them to different schools and to connect everyone together. So it's evolved on its own and it continues evolving, and people, asking for different things. So we always try to accommodate like different ideas and bring it to the community. And then for coaching itself, I've been a therapist for a while. I was working as a school counselor up until last year, and I was pregnant with twins. And when I had the twins, I decided not to go back to work. So that's where my full business kind of launched.
Definitely when we have the children, it completely shifts everything.
Oh, yeah.
So tell me, what's been the biggest struggle, do you think, with actually making all of this happen for yourself?
I think time itself is challenging, to be able to fully structure your time and know how to navigate all the marketing and social media out there. Everyone uses Facebook and Instagram and all of that, but using it for business purposes is like a different ball game, and really being able to accomplish that and being able to know what you're doing on each platform has been definitely a challenge.
And how did you overcome it?
I'm still working on it, but I have hired 2 virtual assistants, one that helps me more with the whole referral side and working my blog and my website and things like that. And then I have one who works with me mostly on the social media. So she's working on getting me more organized with my Facebook group and knowing how to use more of Pinterest and know how to use LinkedIn for business purposes.
Perfect. And Samary, what would be your highest recommendation for someone who wants to actually do this? They want to fulfill their purpose. They want to do something other than what they're doing right now, which I say most times we're working someone else's vision. What would you say or recommend to that person in getting started?
I would say to do it. Like, don't think about it. The more that we think and that we want to plan for things to happen, the more we procrastinate and the more that we kind of psych ourselves out. You know, we want things to be perfect. We want to have the perfect scenario, and it's never going to be perfect. You're going to have to figure out your own thing. And I think that just doing it and just taking that leap and being able to do it is the most powerful thing that you could do.
Yeah, which leads me into Stand Out Be You. When you hear Stand Out Be You, what do you think about, or how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel great because that's what I'm working on. I'm working on my purpose and I'm being me, and I'm not working someone else's dream or someone else's vision. Like, I'm working with what I want to do and what makes me excited and what makes me feel fulfilled in life.
Yeah, and I asked that because that's one of the premises or underlying layers of Stand Out Be You, is to have individuals know that it's never too late. And when you feel that fear, which I think sometimes it's the fear of the unknown that holds us back, to just grab hold of that and move forward. Do you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's rewind a little bit. And this is actually jumping ahead that I normally do. But what would you recommend to a 10-year-old, or what would you tell them about life?
I would tell them that life is wonderful and it has great challenges that a long way, but it's not to be afraid of them. You know, it's something that will help them learn and grow as they get older.
Yeah. And Samary, I'm going to kind of go a little bit more deeper because I want to get the listeners to know what you do from a beginning standpoint to the end. So walk me through the process. Walk me through the layers of a person that wants to actually come into your business and work with you as a coach or even in your nonprofit. Walk us through that.
From the coach side of things, I meet with my potential clients. I always offer, a free session in the way of discovery because sometimes, you're not everyone's match. Sometimes they're looking for something that you might not really be able to offer. So I want to get them to know me a little bit more, my background, and then vice versa. Like, what are their goals and if I'm actually able to help them with those goals. And then we go from there, we figure out if that's a match. Then after different packages that work with different people, we work for 2 months, 3 months together and figure out what their goals are for coaching and how realistic they could be in achieving those goals. Every week we check in, we either meet, if they're local, we meet in person. If they're not local, we meet via Zoom or Skype, any other method like that. And then after that, we check in on their goals every week. So I have an ongoing plan with them that I share with them and we update it every week. So what have they been working on towards that big goal that they have? And if they have any challenges, what are those challenges and what are we going to do to overcome those? And it's been wonderful because so many people have been able to just reconnect with themselves and really take out the time to dig deep and see what they want to do and answer those questions that they have put in the back of their mind. If you're paying someone for the services, you're more than likely to do their homework. If you're paying a trainer $1,000 a month so you can be more fit, you're definitely going to work out. You're definitely going to eat better because if not, you're going to throw that money out the window. So it's been really, really great. And then for my nonprofit, because we do different things in the community, we run on a volunteer basis. We offer the workshops. And if someone calls or sends me an email and says can you please come to our school or can you do a workshop about this? We work really hard to accommodate that because we want to be able to give them that resource and that platform to talk and just the support overall. We are actually I just recently got a request for a karate school who has a girls group that they work with and they wanted to come in and just talk more about confidence. And it's funny that they even asked something like that because, in karate, they do a lot of confidence building, but even girls doing that still are suffering from so many things. So we basically, accommodate their needs. We come out, if it's not myself, it's someone from our board or one of our volunteers who we have trained and given them different topics that we work on and we go from there.
Oh, I love that. Samary, is this mostly in person or have you done any type of virtual workshops?
So we have not done any virtual workshops yet, and it's something that I have considered in the past. It's just I haven't really ventured out for it yet. I've been swamped with doing schools in the community and just reaching out and doing more and more that I haven't really thought about it, but it might be something that we might do later on.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool. So this next part of the episode, Samary, I'm going to start getting into more so personality questions. So we've got to know a little bit about you, the business, and what you're doing for others. But let's learn a little bit more of who's behind all of this. So I did ask you earlier what you would tell someone, a 10-year-old, what would you tell them about life? What would you go back and tell your 10-year-old self or your teenage self about life and not knowing what's ahead? What would you recommend to them?
I want to say that I would say to myself, there's no need to rush things. I feel like in my teenage years, and a lot of teenagers even now feel like they want to be grown up so quickly and want to grow up and grow up and grow up. But in reality, we're not really getting everything that we need when we're in our years. We're not learning everything that we know. We're not tapping into all the resources. We are quick to jump to go to a college and not really know what we want to do, and then just get there and have no idea. So I would definitely tell myself to take it slow and just appreciate what I'm going through, appreciate the life that I'm living, and not rush to want to be a grown-up.
Yeah, I so agree. We do. We constantly, what's the next, instead of enjoying that particular what's now, right?
Yeah.
What would you recommend that everyone try at least once?
Traveling.
Oh, yeah.
Traveling outside of their area, only because it gives you a chance to explore different places, and it also gives you a different perspective of how people live. We're often very stuck in our own little bubble that we don't see like the rest of the world, and we don't really care sometimes about it, and there's so much more going on.
It absolutely changes you. I've lived in Europe for over 4 years, and then now I'm here in Guam, been here 3 years, but it definitely opens you up and expands your mind totally different than before, which leads me into my next question for you. What's the furthest place that you've traveled from your birth city to wherever else? What's the furthest place you've traveled?
I probably would say Europe. I went to France many years ago, and I'm originally from Puerto Rico. I was born in Puerto Rico. I did move to the United States when I was younger, so that's definitely probably the furthest place I've been.
Did you love it?
I absolutely love it, and I can't wait to go back and share it with my boys.
Yes, absolutely. The next question is a fun one. If you can choose any animal, what animal would you be and why?
A dolphin. Dolphins are amazing. I absolutely love them. When I was younger, I was somewhat obsessed with them, but now I just love them. I appreciate them. They're just beautiful.
Love it, love it. And Samary, I love your name. So tell me the story behind it.
That's so funny. Thank you so much. So my name was actually put together by my mom from my father's name, that is Samuel, and my godmother's name, that was Maritza. So they took the Sam from the Samuel and Mari from Maritza.
Oh, how great. How creative. I love it, Samary. Beautiful. So, Samary, this next part is just letting the listeners know, give us some final words, recommendations or suggestions that you would give to the audience that's listening here today.
I would just say life is beautiful, it's wonderful, and sometimes too short, so you cannot be stuck doing something that you don't want to do. Follow your heart, be happy, and just go with it.
Perfect. So how can we get in touch with you, Samary? If anyone wanted to get in touch with you, connect with you, become a part of your community, how can we find you?
I'm on Facebook under Path to Purpose Coaching. That's my page, and my group is linked to that as well. My website is www.path2purpose.life, and on Instagram, path_2_purpose.
Perfect. And of course, listeners, as always, I will link all of that in the show notes. Samary, it's been a pleasure having you here with us today on Stand Out Be You.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And as always, everyone, remember to stand out, be you, and that you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be you. Until next time, chat soon. Wait, are you still here? I'm glad that you are. Did you know that all the guests that you've heard here on the show are waiting to hear from you inside the Stand Out Be You Society Facebook group? I'm waiting for you too. It's where we actually speak in more detail on the most important aspects of you being you in business and life. Come join us where we dive deeper into the topics that you've heard here on the show. Go to tequiladodard.com/community. We look forward to having you inside the society.